And we are back, everyone, with Pathfinder. We have to speak to some people here. And then portal up. Up where? Oh, that's where we came from. Never mind. Interpreter. A demon who looks like a... Oh wait, sorry. A demon who looks like a ball of lumpy melting flesh hovers in the air. He clenches a whip in his hand. The demon emanates the aura of confidence and authority. He snarls sternly at a skinny tiefling standing nearby, whose eyes are skillfully sewn shut with black steel thread studded with diamond chips. The demon mutters something incomprehensible to you. Ugh. The tiefling speaks to you in a soft voice devoid of emotion. Master Starzaskis welcome you to the flesh market visitor from another plane. He noticed right away that you're a person of means. Though he himself has no interest in doing business with you, your presence benefits the flesh markets. So Master Starzaski is prepared to spare you some of his time. The slave will interpret his words for you, for he loves speaking in any language except the one in his homeworld. Suture! The suture city's face is marked with desperation, overcoming his pride. He reaches out to you with his gnarled hand, beseeching your help with this humiliating gesture. The tieflings interprets another burst of snorting, this time addressed to Arushale. Master Starzaski is happy to see Lord Arushale again and wishes her pleasant purchases at the flesh market. He regrets immensely that he wasn't informed of Lady Arushale's visit in advance. Otherwise, he would have prepared a special lot exclusively for her. Master Starzaski remembers Lady Arushale's preference very well, and he would be happy to satisfy the wishes of such a discerning client. Arushale sounds calm, but you can see her hands have started to tremble. Please tell Mr. Starzaski that I have no interest in his slaves anymore. I won't pay for them neither in gold nor in other ways. Oh, Arushale. Ivo listens carefully, and just as carefully she examines the tiefling's stone eyes, his loathsome manner, and the surroundings of the slave market. Then, in a tone that breaks no objection, she declares, "Everything in this place is horrible. Absolutely everything." Why did the Hamsamara and Shamara buy your slaves? Lady Hamsamara is extremely secretive. No one knows what she's up to, and no one wants to ask unnecessary questions because Lady Hamsamara has already proven she is quite powerful. Swooping around her business could be dangerous. When Lady Shamara brings Lady Hamsamara with her and says she needs stupid but strong slave, Master Zaritsky never asks questions and does not hold a grudge for the meatball nickname. Master Starozowski is very wise and shows restraint. Wait, what? One of the demon guards clearly grows interested in the conversation and unconsciously leans forward. Starozowski whips him across the muzzle with a lightning-fast blow. The demon's head explodes like a watermelon dropped from a great height. The interpreter comments the execution with difference. Master Starzaski would like to remind everyone that unnecessary curiosity can be very harmful for servants, especially if it is curiosity regarding the master's business. Who are you, demon? The demon answers with a lengthy barking tirade of the interpreter as the interpreter listens carefully to every grunt. Master Starzaski comes from a remote corner of the abyss, extremely far from these parts. Practically no one in all Alishanira has heard of the magnificent place that is Master Starzaski's homeland. He will happily return there because that place is superior to all other realms of the abyss. However, Master Starzaski's found himself fascinated with the concept of slavery in his homeland. The idea of owning other sentient beings does not exist. The common practice there is to kill anyone who is not like you. Master Zazowski has spent a lot of time studying the sophisticated art of slaveholding and has become the most respected slave trader in the whole of Alishanara. He is equally disgusting, inside and out. Horrible, horrible demon, the most repulsive all I've seen. Slavery is disgusting. Listening intently to the displeased hoots, the tiefling adds a light touch of condemnation to his monotonous speech. Master Cesarski is deeply indifferent to your opinion regarding the slave trade and the art he has established here at the flesh market. Master Cesarski does not find it necessary to listen to the advice of strangers who have come from a primitive plane that will soon be conquered. Cesarski's displeased growl makes everyone turn around. Their eyes are filled with fear, with a readiness to flee immediately. I'd like to know more about the flesh markets. Master Cesarski finds your curiosity commendable. He is willing to outline the basic principles of the flesh market and its... The tiefling falls silent for a while, listening carefully to the demon's croaking, then he finds the corrective word. I think this is the demon. Is hierarchy. He is also willing to explain the intricacies of the highly respected occupation of slaver. It would take a lot of effort to find a place more disgusting than this one, even here in the abyss. In the old days, my warriors and I broke many slaves' collars and led countless slaves out of the abyss. Where do you get your slaves? The majority of the slaves are captive during raids in other planes. Raids of other planes. Master Zazowski is happy to inform you that Galorian is one of our main supply channels. The abyss itself supplies a fair share of slaves as well. Demons have no prejudice against enslaving their kin. Demonic slaves are more hard-wearing and last longer than slaves from most other planes. What is this place? This place is called the Flesh Market because here one can buy living and healthy slaves. Slaves for housekeeping, slaves for carnal pleasure, fighting slaves, sacrificial slaves, slaves of inedible nature. Every day, hundreds of slaves are shipped here and hundreds of customers come to buy them. Who runs the flesh markets? Master Cesarski has the honor of being the informed head of the flesh market because he is the main supplier to the upper city. All the individuals who dare challenge Master Cesarski's primal renounce their false claims, became his slaves, and now proudly wear his personal insignia, carved into their faces with cold iron. She looks like Monango. The demanding crack of the whip, Cesarski calls one of the demons standing nearby. The latter kneels hastily, obediently hides his eyes, and extends his hand palm up. Cesarski seems satisfied with this display of obedience, so he lets the demon go by whipping him lightly over the shoulder and leaving a ruby red welt on his skin. As you may have noticed, Master Cesarski's authority here in the flesh market is absolute. Sell me that dredge. Cesarski begins to snort, spraying saliva. He babbles quickly, which causes short, unpleasant pauses in the slave's speech. This dredge, like the other demons in this shipment, has set aside for Lady Hemsamara. Without a doubt, this lazy waste of flesh, called today in the lower city, will never prove to be a useful worker, but he still belongs to his mistress. She is to his new mistress. She is a very influential person. Therefore, trying to deceive her would be disrespectful and dangerous, and Master Cesarski would never commit such a foolish act. He regrets the decision that he is capable of doing anything of the kind. Master Cesarski is insulted and outraged. There are not many vices that could suppress the greed of demons, but pride is one of them. Imagine what tremendous power it has when the two are combined. As disgusting as it is for me to give this advice, listen to me. If this scoundrel feels insulted, offer him gold. Not as part of the deal, but rather as compensation for the insult and as recognition of his high status. Son of a... The hand, perhaps gold can compensate for the insult. The demon's grumbling abates slightly as a flicker of greed appears in his eyes. I'm not... Master Zarsky finds your idea very reasonable. He kindly agrees to accept the sum of 30,000 gold coins to atone for the insult you've inflicted. Taking into account your unfamiliarity with local customs, Master Zarsky will not demand you hand an eye or eye in your hand or eye in recompense. For his part, Master Zarsky considers it undesirable to keep this stretch in his stock, for he was the cause of your disagreement. As the gesture of reconciliation, he would like to immediately release him and drive him out of this unpleasant incident. So this unpleasant incident might be considered settled and forgotten. Crap. The tiefling translates Zarsky's satisfied snort, though it's wholly unnecessary. You understand its meaning perfectly well. Master Zarsky congratulates you on a successful purchase. Suture, you just messed up. Well, I wanted to give the... Oh. I need 50 for the Pathfinder. The dredge approaches you, glancing cautiously around. He mumbles in a quiet voice so that only you can hear his words. I have no idea why him admiring these slaves, but from what I've heard, they don't live long. Becoming her property is a death sentence, no doubt about it. Meaning you saved me, so I guess I... Suture appears confused. It seems this miscreation is not accustomed to being shown mercy and simply doesn't know how to express his thing. How are you captured? I've been wandering the lower city searching for something. Never you mind what. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. It's a personal matter, yeah? That's the right way to put it. So I was roaming around, chatting with all and sundry, and with the slave hunters appeared and started chasing us. They threw those who survived in the cage and brought us here. This is a typical occurrence in the abyss. Social dynamics is called. The strong enslave the weak. What will you do now? The gloomy glance at you. Suture gives a vague answer. I'll continue my search. I will. It won't be easy, but I'll prove to her that I'm smarter and wilier than she thinks. Huh? Him Samara? Or someone? The dredge's expression is determined, even severe. What were you looking for? He throws a suspicious glance at you. Don't ask. It's none of your business. The suture hesitates, nervously scratching the back of his neck. He repeatedly opens his mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. Finally, he starts to mumble incoherently. I mean you... Just be careful, that's what I'm saying. With a mortal sigh, the suture turns around, relieved to lose himself once again in Illusionera's warren of alleys. We have one more question. Are you Zarsky's slave? The demon bursts into a digit gurgling. Even without understanding a single word, you quickly conclude that he is displeased. Master Zarsky wishes you to cease your attempts to bypass him and communicate directly with his property. The provenance of his property is a matter of concern to Mr. Zarsky alone, no one else. I want to see who he has. The tiefling's voice is emotionless and fails to convey the arrogant notes you hear in the demon snorting. I'm afraid Master Zarsky must reject your offer. All his slaves were caught to satisfy his personal request by the most esteemed upper city residents. Master Zarsky is the most influential of the slavers, and he can't afford to waste his time on something as pointless as negotiating with a stranger. I have to go. The interpreter bids you farewell with a polite bow. Master won't keep you any longer. He wishes to state he found this conversation very entertaining. He wishes you fruitful trading and good meeting your cages. Alright. Would he get mad if you try to talk to him? Yep. Straight to the guy. The one he killed, I'm guessing? Oh, he got some stuff. Longbow protection resistance. Ooh, Jaws of the Jackal. Gauntlet grants a profane vigor, effort, and +2 bonus to natural armor to all evil creatures summoned by the wearer. The wearer summons the... What? A pair of gauntlets made of a very dark metal and badly rusted. In a hidden compartment, there is a tiny diary. According to it, these gauntlets belong to Victor's vault, a human who grew up in Sharian Hill, Uslavog, and was directed by his parents to go to higher education to become a wizard. During his classes outside of his house, the class was ambushed by wild animals. In a panic, Victor fled from the class and away from the city deeper into the woods. He traveled for a great deal of time, having no supplies to sustain himself. Eventually, he collapsed in the graveyard of a city in Ustalav, laying upon the loamy soil and finding it difficult to move forward. Feeling like he could make it with just a bit more energy, he decided to push on, consuming some of that awful, wretched ground and forcing his body to continue. He was then taken in by a cleric of Pharasma and began to reside and learn the arts of a cleric under his guidance. Did not feel like eating the first few nights after his arrival, even though he felt his body screaming out for nourishment, which was concerning to him. Even so, as he went to draw water from the well near the temple one night, he saw 4 hooded figures standing over a hill. One carried a dark iron gauntlet in his hand, and upon approaching the well, offered it to the human. He took the gauntlets and immediately was struck and doubled over by pains of intense hunger. Retching and heaving ensured, but when he finally recovered and stood up, the figures were gone. Later, Victor came into contact with an Abercondalu, who shattered this gauntlet with this ability, causing Victor to flee into a rage of zeal. He used the broken shards of the item to dig into his own flesh, carving an unholy symbol of Tramarisian on his hand to serve as a catalyst for his magic until he could repent for allowing it to break. In time, after Dresden was retaken, the gauntlet was reforged at the very forge Staunton used, and he was beginning to dabble not only the dark summonings of demons, but also the vicious powers of Blackfire. He has focused on summoning dangerous creatures and snatching souls, and the gauntlet understood this. +2 bonus to natural arm and all evil creatures summoned. If it summons a Thardian, they granted a greater profane vigor effect and a +4 to AC. If the wearer summons any good outsider creature, it will attack the wearer and their abilities and their allies. And summon creature grants Oh, so that's a no to Darren. Because Darren is going to, because of this, is always summons Davis. Huh. I don't understand how it works. Yeah, I have no idea. Honestly, we don't really need it. Before we go further, can we talk to Mandragora and Remissa the slave trader? What is Remissa? The eyes of the translucent Merilith carefully observe her surroundings. It seems this is not merely an image, but a projection of the creature's consciousness, while her physical body is located somewhere far from here. Next to the Merilith fidgets a shriveled Mandrago? Mandragora, who otter, who, oh, words, one sec. Who utters the occasional displeased shriek. A visitor from another plane. I am Remissa, also known as Sloudskin, and I am no simple vendor, but a true artist of the slave world. My warehouse currently stands empty. We can always arrange for a custom order. What would you like to acquire? Perhaps your enemy's son or daughter, bound by magic and powerless in the face of anything you might wish to do to them? Face of anything you might wish to do to them? An attractive person who once dared reject you. The little brat who bullied you as a child. Illusionaris, the city where all your dreams come true. The Merilith licks her lips, especially if they are dirty, bloody, and sweet dreams of possession and revenge. Once, when I was very little, and Azada stepped on my tail, and he didn't even say he was sorry. But if you think I would ever ask you to catch him for me, then you are a truly foolish and unscrupulous demon. I would never deal with someone like you. If the memory still stings when I'm back in Elysium, I'll find that Azada and step on his tail myself. Oh, what a sweet and adorable dragon. And from Elysium, no less. How cute. Don't try to suck up to me. I know a suck up when I see one. Ava probably turns up her nose. What do you mean by artists of the slave trade? While others trade for material gain, I do it for art. Socio was here. Unlike others, I am not involved in the faceless shipment of goods. Each slave who passes through my hands has a personality. Every cell is a spiritual experience. Not long ago, I sent my hunters to track down and capture a brave rebel fighting for the freedom of his people. And then I sold them, chained and dressed up as a pleasure slave to the tyrant who had enslaved this homeland. Some may call it cliche, but I call it classic. What I see standing here is just your projection. Certainly, it's not safe to appear in the flesh market in person, especially for someone like me. You see, before I switched to this line of work, I was a humble gardener. I used to grow dragons. The Merilith pats her ugly pet on the head. It is a well-known fact that mandragorias grow in the water an ordinary weed with demon blood, or if you plant it in a demon's corpse. The allies, lovers, and master of those I turn into fertilizer are still searching for me. Thus, I conduct my business remotely in the same way. When I have slaves to sell, I first show their projections, and only after they're sold do I deliver them to the buyer. Huh. That one's a oh. That one's a little smarter, at least. The other one's smarter, but I guess he knows no one's gonna deal with him. No one's gonna attempt to attack him. That is better. Another hide. I guess Warlord Black Man. A stern-looking demon stands before you, bristling with the bristling with what seems an arsenal of weapons, and his capacious scars suggest he's been shackled to pieces more than once. His face is hidden under a grotesque obsidian mask attached to his flesh by thin straps ending in hooks. The hooks are threaded into his skin, and the wounds bleed profusely as if inflicted mere moments ago. The man res- the mask resembles the sinister black mala enveloping the face of his victim. When he speaks, the flavored voice is muffled. Greetings, stranger. I am Warlock, legend of the battle. Are you looking to buy some battle speed? Or do you need weapons for yourself and your servant? Who are you? I am Warlock Black Mass. I am the champion of the arena, and I fought and killed in the name of my mistress, Shamira. I worshipped her. I was her slave and her bodyguard. She was flattered by the many killings dedicated to her armor, to her honor, and by the thoughts of the crowd chanting her name. But then I had a dark revelation. I realized Shamira was not worthy of my worship. She owned me. But my true mistress was the one that entered the arena with me, her hand in mine, death. So I dedicated my next victim to her, little Shamira. My mistress was enraged. She arranged a fight in the arena when I had no hope of winning. I was hacked, cut, torn apart, choked, ground to dust by magic, and impaled on spears. Still, I did not die. My remains were stitched back together piece by piece. Death was with me that day, and I returned even more powerful. But the fights lost their appeal after that. An immortal gains no glory fighting mortals. So I left the arena and I no longer kill by my own hand. Now I offer my gifts to death by the hands of the gladiators of the tree. I take their names in the dream, and in return, I give them weapons, the dark revelation, death. What is that man? The first champion fought wearing this man. The final champion will fight wearing it on the day the world ceased to exist. And this man, I am invincible. And I conquered the battle pits and made all the Legionnaires bow before me. I thought to pass to I thought to pass the Gelderfang, my apprentice. Despite his many talents in the art of killing, he loved life far too much. He was afraid of death, too frightened to fight me and take the mask. He is not a true gladiator, not a true champion. But no one aside from the true children of the arena is capable of understanding me. Hmm. This message is strikingly different from the ones we're looking for to solve the riddle that name this room. Still, it's beneath. I would like to examine it. Honor demon, hand it over immediately for an experiment. I promise to try not to break it. No. Please? No. I'll mention your name in my encyclopedia over my dead body. Fine. Neo turns to look at you, expectations in her eyes. Then Neo give it a rest. But what about the experiment? Neo lowers her head, and for a brief moment you think she may burst into tears. But the next moment she raises her head and looks at you without any hint of what just happened. Show me the weapon. My gladiators come from a range of planes who are accustomed to fighting in different styles. So I am quite a so I have quite a few so I have quite a wide selection. I am positive you will find something that fits your hand, no matter how many hands nature giving. The slaver chuckles, pleased with his own joke. The item I have here are the best examples of Nahidrian weapons armor. Where you can find them in Indria. Rumors have been going around about some magical Nahidrian crystal that Creston myths power their owner. No one knows for certain where they come from or what they really are. But but everyone desires to know. Alicia Naira has become obsessed with all things Nahindrian. That's why everyone in Alicia Naira calls the top quality goods Nahindrian now. What you got? No, I don't. I don't want 9 of these. Oh yeah, did I? A gold coin from Lucius Naira? Flesh market? The marking grace of gold up the coin depicts another coin. I don't think that's one of the something we can I don't, what is now the swallowtail bracelet? I feel like they go on. I wonder if that's one of the more things we need to try. Hmm. Oh, we can't afford any of it. Not a lick of it. Oh, but it's probably so good. Hmm. Let's. Oh wait. That. You know what? Annoying though. Freeze. The water ring. Let's start. I keep saying, but I really should. We're not going to use this, then it has at least the base. Give it that. Let us already. Thank you. Look. Oh, it is the code coin. What? Now, on the bartender had one because he had a thing. His freaking shot. We have to go back to bad luck as ever. But get the side. Like that. Rebel. The South End vendor is swathed in a loose black robe. He is not a thief, as impossible to determine his race. He is expressionless and hairless face, covered in tattoos, and looks as if it's made of wax. His eyes are bloodshot. As you approach, the black figure almost doubles over as he swoops to a low bow. The vendor moves with a supernatural delicacy and grace impossible for a human. He extends his arms, almost covered in tattoos, towards you. The ink on his palms come to life and form the words, "Greetings, I am Cripple, victor of magic." The voice of the herald sounds contemplative. I can sense shadows, evil shadows that once served their old master. Barabacks, whom I fought valiantly. I had not the strength to defeat to wear this enchantment, but he is neither powerless, both formidable and intelligent. Something inside you awakens and casts a fiery glance at the flavor. You can see the darkness curling under the thin layer of his skin, or rather a shadow resembling darkness, a demon woven in shadow. For who are you and where did you come? Three words appear on the vendor's palm, crable from everywhere. The two stranger smiles, lifelessly and shrugs. His soft flowing movements are as smooth as to be discernible, as if he were not a creature of flesh, rather than of flesh. The flavor opened his mouth wide, and you see neither teeth nor tongue inside. The ink on his palms formed the words, "I can." What kind of slave do you are? With a slight nod, Kerbis points at a group of slaves standing nearby. All of them are completely motionless. Their backs unnaturally straight. They seem to be drugged. Their eyes are entirely black, without a hint of pupil. And in the depths, tiny blue sparks flicker like stars in the night sky. From time to time, some of the slaves utter something uncanny or barely comprehensible, then fall silent again. Tiny ink glyphs begin to appear rapidly on the slaver's palm as if drawn by a skilled scribe. My lunatics, magical ingredients for ritual sacrifice, dissolved in blood, fermentation finished, distillation finished, deposited into practical self-propelled storage units inside the slave's bodies. High magic potential. The goods were examined and certified by esteemed willingness approved for training. I can sense darkness inside them, not mundane darkness, merely the absence of light, but an embodied darkness that begets evil and possesses awareness instead of being emptiness and nothing. What cursed substance they pump into those unfortunate? Keep an eye on them, for the darkness inside them waits for the right moment to be born into what have we done to the slaves of mine? Snakes make their letter crawl. Snakes made of letters crawl over Krebs's hands. They are no longer slaves. They are vessels of magic. Their bodily fluids were drained and replaced by potions and decoctions imbued with energy. Their dry mummies were filled with the dampness of magic, and their dehydrated brains were filled with the mysteries of the universe. Top quality. The Hedrian, as they say here in Luminara. Show me your magic wares. The slaver gives you another low bow. One of his eyes suddenly rose out of his eye socket. With a neat gentle movement, Creeper touches the eyeball and returns it to its proper place. Then he points to the square. gonna need one. Oh, a mass heal. We need this. Cast illusion spells as if there were 3 levels. Oh, that is perfect for Ninio. This place is expensive. Separate. Baphomet. 10 minutes. Immediate mind. Okay, this. Interesting. That would be good. After that. Fine. Oh. We haven't been using this. But it would be good for her. And it's a free action. That's crazy. After. Do you have actually oh really? Oh, remove. Oh my.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Let's see. Oh, where did it go? There it is. And then this. Oh yeah, the prismatic ray. Let's do a remove curse. Are you not cursed? I did not. Six, my guy. That's actually pretty annoying.
I welcome your company.
Obviously.
Tio, Loash, Han.
Reload. Oh. Hopefully Ninio rolls higher. And I'm so upset that Darren does not have that. But we haven't needed it. I think I'm gonna be more upset if Sela could have had it as a mercy and we didn't take it. Oop. Alright, let's try it
Require my
now.
unbiased opinion?
I saved it after this. That sucks. Oop. Now let's save it. Alright, let's try remove curse.
Tio, Loash, Han.
A 7. Missed it by freaking 1.
Fighting for a righteous cause is certainly different from a simple massacre. The former is more bloody and performed with pinkies out.
Great modifier.
Tio, Loash, Han.
Thank you. This is gonna annoy me, but
Tio, Loash, Han.
of course you did. Oh, freaking course you did. Keep it. We are going to keep it. Let's do. What was
yes,
the?
what?
Where was it? It's not it. Oh, it's not charged at all. Interesting. Can we go down? Knowledge 32. Avu 28. What is? Oh, you're level 8. Interesting. The item floating in the air are not the byproduct of some crazy magic. It is the energies of chaos that endow them with their bizarre properties, and they are not even the most amazing thing that can be found in the abyss.
We march ahead. That is quite a discovery.
Trap? Why is this place so trapped out? What are they like? Leaf lamp colleagues.
I finished here. Is there more? I'm glad I was useful to you.
Gold ingot. Scram, you freaks. I don't care about your squabbling. Alicia Nara is not the place for you to tear one. Oh, to tear another to shreds. Guard doing this job. Oh, interesting. Guess we have to go this way.
Our path leads on.
An interesting way to maneuver. Huh? Oh, this is where we were. Save. So we have a section up actually.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
Quicken mysticism. I think we did a chaos. It was only 10 minutes. Wrong one. Oh, that's a minute. That's why it's gone.
I will guide us.
Oh, this wasn't a special name. It's just the name what it is. Interesting. Harem Ardent Dream. Interesting. Portal down.
Without a doubt.
Let's see what's here before anything.
Forwards.
This seems like a terrible idea. This cowardly insect has disrespected our Lord and Master Baphomet. The swarm laughs at the branded wannabe. The swarm recognizes only the scar. Oh, both are there. Do we have to talk to the art in the dreams? Oh yeah, well it is. I will wait for that. Read, alert. 10,000 delight. Lexia's mansion. That's the arena. Uh, I don't even know what this is. Just want to say, oh. Whoa. Huh. There's obviously a way. Okay. That's obviously the setup. That's not it. I hate my master. I hate him. Who's your master, my guy?
We march ahead.
Hey. Get this. And then say before we go in.